And if you're one of the millions of people over 40 struggling with belly fat after 40, a slow metabolism after 40, or feeling like your body simply doesn't respond the way it used to, this video is going to be a turning point. Because today, I'm breaking down the exact reason your fat-burning morning routine hasn't been working, and how one simple 1-minute habit can flip your body back into burn fat mode fast. Let me ask you something. Do your mornings feel like a battle? Do you wake up already bloated, low energy, or hungry again just an hour after breakfast? Do you feel like no matter what you do, you can't burn fat after 40 the way you used to? If any of this sounds familiar, it's not your fault. There's one insulin mistake almost everyone makes without even realizing it, and it silently blocks results for people over 40 every single day. In today's video, you'll finally understand what triggers this issue, how it stalls your metabolism, and what you can do today to fix it. You'll learn the simple shift that helps your body burn more fat in the morning, reduces cravings, and gets your energy back on track. Stick with me, because once you see how small this change is, you'll wonder why no one told you earlier. You know, once people cross that invisible line after 40, something strange starts happening behind the scenes. It's like the body suddenly decides to run its own secret committee meeting and vote for a slower pace, especially when it comes to metabolism. And trust me, the metabolism after 40 is a different creature altogether. It slows down, drags its feet, and sometimes feels like it's giving you that side eye as if saying, "I'll burn fat when I feel like it." And this shift doesn't just show up on a scale, it settles quietly around the waistline, leading to that well-known belly fat after 40 that feels stubborn enough to have its own mortgage. But here's the part most people don't realize. A huge piece of that struggle is tied to something far more common than anyone talks about: insulin resistance. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it just slowly takes control of the metabolic steering wheel. And when insulin stops responding the way it should, you start experiencing those unusual patterns: unexpected hunger, energy crashes, and that slow but steady fat accumulation. Many people over 40 chalk it up to age, when in reality, their body is quietly dealing with an insulin issue that's been hiding in plain sight. If you've ever felt like no matter what you do, that belly refuses to budge, it might not be your willpower, it may be an insulin spike problem. These spikes are sneaky. They show up when you least expect them, especially when you're eating foods that spike insulin without even realizing they do. And every time insulin shoots up, the body slips right back into fat storage mode. So it's not that your body can't burn fat, it's that your hormonal environment keeps hitting the brakes when you're trying to accelerate. That's why so many people over 40 feel stuck even when they try to clean up their diet. And let's talk about that persistent hunger for a second. You know that feeling when your stomach growls even though you just ate? That's classic insulin dysregulation, your body demanding another boost because it didn't get steady energy from the last meal. If you've been battling that pattern or noticing that your cravings hit hard and fast, especially late in the day, that's your system waving a little red flag. Pair that with a slow metabolism after 40, and suddenly the entire weight loss journey feels like climbing a hill with ankle weights on. If any of this sounds like your daily reality, persistent belly fat, unpredictable hunger, or that frustrating sense that your body isn't cooperating, you're in exactly the right place. Because once you understand how these patterns connect, you can finally begin to fix insulin resistance and lower insulin naturally in a way that feels simple and doable. And that's where everything begins to shift. But before we get into the mechanics of fixing the problem, let's peel back one more layer and look at the hidden behaviors that quietly feed the cycle and make people believe it's just age when it's anything but. Most people over 40 don't realize how easily a simple insulin spike can stall their entire weight loss journey. It's not just about eating clean or avoiding sugar. Foods that seem harmless can still trigger insulin in ways that slow your metabolism after 40. And once that happens, losing belly fat after 40 becomes a frustrating battle you feel like you're losing every day. Think of your body like a switch. High insulin means store. Low insulin means burn. When that switch gets stuck on the wrong setting, even the best fat-burning morning routine won't work. That's why people often say, I'm doing everything right, so why isn't anything changing? The answer almost always circles back to insulin resistance hiding in plain sight. Here's the part most never hear. You can eat a perfectly healthy day of meals and still hit 3, 4, or even 5 insulin spikes without noticing. And every spike makes it harder to burn fat after 40 because the body can't access stored energy while insulin is high. Imagine trying to jog with someone constantly grabbing your shirt from behind. That's what these constant insulin spikes do to your metabolism after 40. They're subtle but powerful. The real trap is that even foods that don't raise blood sugar much can still provoke a fast insulin response. And those tiny surges add up in a big way, keeping you stuck when you're trying to fix insulin resistance once and for all.
Many people think insulin resistance shows up suddenly, but in truth, it's usually built meal by meal, habit by habit. Small decisions throughout the day, your breakfast choice, your snacks, even the order in which you eat your foods can quietly push insulin higher. And when that happens repeatedly, your body becomes less responsive, needing more insulin to do the same job. That's the moment when belly fat after 40 appears. Hunger starts increasing, and your energy crashes in the afternoon. You might even catch yourself saying, my metabolism just isn't the same anymore. And you're right, because these patterns slowly reshape how your body handles fuel, especially for people over 40. But here's the good news. It doesn't take dramatic changes to start lowering insulin naturally. Sometimes fixing one single habit, like the first thing you put in your mouth every morning, can reduce the number of daily spikes more than any diet overhaul. Think of it as adjusting the dial instead of rebuilding the whole machine. And yes, foods that spike insulin are often sneaky ones, like certain fruits, granola, flavored yogurt, or healthy bars marketed as weight loss friendly. When you understand how these affect your fat-burning morning routine, you suddenly see why weight loss after 40 seems harder than it should be. Midway through this journey, it helps to remember, for those who want to delve deeper, there are complimentary resources with up-to-date information on natural strategies and well-evaluated options. The link is just below in the video description. And here's where everything clicks. Once you focus less on calories and more on controlling the timing and frequency of insulin spikes, your entire body starts cooperating again. You feel lighter, your hunger stabilizes, and your belly fat after 40 stops fighting you. It's almost like removing a hidden weight vest you didn't know you were wearing. Many people say their cravings fade without effort once they begin to lower insulin naturally. And when you combine this with this simple 1-minute morning habit, things accelerate even faster, sometimes shockingly fast. But before we get to that habit, there's one more piece of the puzzle you need to understand. Once you cross 40, your body starts responding to insulin in a completely different way, almost like it's reading a new instruction manual you never received. Suddenly, insulin resistance becomes far easier to trigger even when your meals feel reasonable or clean. And when that happens, every small insulin spike has a stronger impact. Instead of burning steady energy, you slow down and feel that familiar drag, the kind many people over 40 describe as hitting an invisible wall. This shift creates the perfect setup for stubborn belly fat after 40 to settle in, and once it does, it clings to you like it pays rent. A big reason this happens is muscle loss. You don't even have to notice it happening, it just quietly creeps in year after year. With less muscle mass, your cells become less sensitive to insulin, making it much harder to fix insulin resistance the way you could in your 20s or 30s. It's why metabolism after 40 feels slower even without major lifestyle changes. Your body needs more intentional habits, especially morning habit choices, to stay in fat-burning mode. And without them, that slow metabolism after 40 keeps amplifying the problem. Here's the part most people miss. When muscles shrink, your body can't lower insulin naturally as efficiently as it used to. That means even foods that spike insulin just a little can have a much bigger effect. A slice of toast, a sweet yogurt, or even a healthy granola bar can hit you harder now. And each one makes weight loss after 40 feel like a confusing uphill battle. It's not your willpower, it's biology responding differently. Once you understand this shift, the whole picture suddenly makes sense. That's why your fat-burning morning routine becomes such a powerful tool after 40. If you start your day with simple one-minute habits that keep insulin stable, your body finally gets a chance to burn fat after 40 instead of storing it. You're essentially telling your system, let's wake up and work with me today, not against me. And trust me, your body listens. The key is reducing those unnecessary spikes early in the day so the rest of your choices actually work. Otherwise, insulin stays elevated and everything else becomes much, much harder. So when people wonder why belly fat after 40 becomes more sticky, it's not just aging, it's how your system reacts to insulin and muscle changes. And that's exactly why some folks feel hungry all the time, even after eating. Their body is constantly locked in a storage mode. Fixing this isn't about extreme diets, it's about restoring how your metabolism communicates. And once you adjust that inner dialogue, your entire day shifts, setting you up for the next piece of this puzzle. Let me paint a simple picture for you, because once you see it, everything clicks. Imagine a simple graph with two lines, one for insulin and one for fat burning. The moment an insulin spike hits, even a tiny one, your fat-burning line drops straight to the floor. It's like flipping a switch from burn to store. And for people over 40, this switch flips even faster because metabolism after 40 reacts more dramatically. That's exactly why belly fat after 40 shows up so stubbornly. Your body is simply following the instructions insulin is giving you. Now picture the graph again, but this time with insulin staying low and steady. When insulin stays low, your fat-burning line rises like the morning sun. This is the moment your body finally accesses stored fat, especially the kind sitting around the midsection. And when you lower insulin naturally, even a simple one-minute habit in the morning can keep that line stable. You don't need perfection. You need stability. It's the foundation of any fat-burning morning routine that actually works for weight loss after 40. Here's the empowering part. You don't need some flawless restrictive diet to fix insulin resistance. You just need to stop poking the bear all day long. Most people don't realize how many foods that spike insulin they eat without thinking. Juice, crackers, cereals, flavored yogurt, or even healthy bars marketed as weight loss friendly. When you understand how these affect your fat-burning morning routine, you suddenly see why weight loss after 40 seems harder than it should be.
But when you prevent those constant climbs, something surprising happens. The body starts working for you again, not against you. You wake up feeling lighter, your hunger calms down, and you finally begin to burn fat after 40 the way your system was designed to. It's not magic, it's physiology responding appropriately. And this is why controlling insulin spikes matters far more than counting calories. Once your graph smooths out, everything else becomes dramatically easier. Think of it like managing a campfire. If you keep throwing wet logs on it, the flame suffocates. That's what insulin resistance does when insulin spikes all day. It smothers your internal fire. But when you manage the fuel correctly, your body burns steady and strong. And this visual idea sets the stage for the next piece, understanding how small daily choices can completely reshape your metabolic graph, especially if you've been stuck battling slow metabolism after 40 for years. The very first step to fix insulin resistance is simple. Avoid that early morning insulin spike that sets the tone for your entire day. Most people don't even realize how many foods that spike insulin they're eating before 9 a.m. Juice, cereal, sweetened coffee, toast, you name it. And after 40, that first spike hits harder because metabolism after 40 is already slower to respond. If you start your day like this, your body flips instantly from burn to store. No wonder belly fat after 40 becomes a permanent resident. But the moment you break this cycle, everything shifts. That's why step 2 is all about protein in your first meal. Protein helps lower insulin naturally and keeps your hunger under control instead of chasing cravings all morning. Think eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a clean protein shake, anything that steadies your system. When you do this, you set up a fat-burning morning routine without even trying. And for people over 40 who struggle with weight loss after 40, that stability is gold. Suddenly, your mood evens out, your energy rises, and your cravings lose their grip. Now let's talk about step 3, swapping simple carbs for fiber plus healthy fats. This is a quiet game changer. By slowing down glucose release, you dramatically reduce insulin spikes throughout the day. Instead of white bread, go for whole grains. Instead of sugary snacks, add nuts or avocado. These tiny changes signal your body to burn fat after 40 rather than store it. And the best part? You don't feel deprived, you feel satisfied. It's a smart way to fix insulin resistance without complicated diets or impossible rules. Step 4 is the one almost everyone skips: space between meals. Your body needs 3 to 4 hours to bring insulin back down, but constant snacking keeps insulin elevated, especially in people over 40 whose systems are more sensitive. Imagine giving your body breathing room. It finally switches back into fat-burning mode. This simple 1-minute habit, mindset, where you pause before grabbing a snack can change everything. And when you combine it with a stable morning plan, slow metabolism after 40 begins to wake up again. When you stack these steps together, avoiding the first spike, prioritizing protein, choosing fiber and healthy fats, and spacing meals, you create a rhythm your body understands. The cravings calm down, the energy returns, and your system finally starts cooperating with you instead of fighting back. It's the kind of shift people describe as finally feeling normal again. And if you ever want to explore this path even deeper, for those who want to delve deeper, there are complimentary resources with up-to-date information on natural strategies and well-evaluated options. The link is just below in the video description. Now, once this foundation is in place, something even more powerful opens up. When you start controlling your insulin spikes and finally fix insulin resistance, one of the first things you notice is a calmness around food. That constant hunger you used to fight, especially common in people over 40, begins to fade. Your body isn't screaming for quick energy anymore because your insulin is no longer blocking access to stored fuel. And once you lower insulin naturally, your cravings lose their intensity. This is usually the first sign that your metabolism after 40 is waking back up. It feels like finally getting your appetite settings restored. Right after that shift, most people report a noticeable increase in energy. When insulin resistance isn't running the show, your body can actually burn fat after 40 instead of storing it. Suddenly, you don't crash mid-morning, you don't feel foggy after meals, and your afternoons aren't spent dragging your feet. This is your system using fuel the way it was designed to. And when that happens, the slow metabolism after 40 you've been frustrated with starts responding again. Energy becomes steady, not borrowed. Then comes one of the most satisfying changes. That belly fat after 40 that felt impossible to move finally begins to deflate. Not in a dramatic overnight way, but in a steady, consistent tightening that you can actually see in the mirror. Your waist time becomes less puffy, your clothes fit differently, and inflammation calms down. This isn't water weight, it's your body accessing stored fat again because insulin is no longer blocking the door. And it all starts from avoiding foods that spike insulin and setting up a smoother morning habit rhythm. As these changes stack up, something even more powerful happens. Fat loss becomes continuous instead of on again, off again. You're no longer at war with your biology. Weight loss after 40 stops feeling like pushing a boulder uphill and starts feeling more predictable. And the best part is that you don't need extreme dieting. You simply removed the daily roadblocks that forced your body into storage mode. With insulin stable, your system burns fat after 40 on autopilot, especially when the day starts without that first insulin spike. And finally, your metabolism begins to respond the way it used to years ago. Not exactly like when you were 20, but in a way that feels alive again. You'll feel lighter in the mornings, clearer in your thinking, and more in control of your body. This is what happens when insulin resistance loosens its grip. Your internal engine stops stumbling and starts firing smoothly. And this is exactly what prepares you for the next level of transformation, which goes even deeper into building long-term metabolic resilience. By now, most people over 40 reach this point and think, okay, I understand the science, but what should I actually eat to avoid an insulin spike? And honestly, that's the smartest question you could ask. Once you start removing foods that spike insulin, your body finally gets a chance to burn fat after 40 instead of storing it. This is especially true if you've been struggling with belly fat after 40 and nothing seemed to work. The truth is, insulin resistance isn't fixed by guessing. It's fixed by clarity, precision, and simple daily choices. And the next step is learning exactly what those choices look like on a real plate. Most healthy breakfasts still trigger a massive insulin spike. Fruit bowls, granola, oatmeal, flavored yogurt, fancy coffees, you name it. And after 40, that first spike hits harder because metabolism after 40 is already slower to respond. If you start your day like this, your body flips instantly from burn to store.
No wonder belly fat after 40 becomes a permanent resident. But the moment you break this cycle, everything shifts. That's why step 2 is all about protein in your first meal. Protein helps lower insulin naturally and keeps your hunger under control instead of chasing cravings all morning. Think eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a clean protein shake, anything that steadies your system. When you do this, you set up a fat-burning morning routine without even trying. And for people over 40 who struggle with weight loss after 40, that stability is gold. Suddenly, your mood evens out, your energy rises, and your cravings lose their grip. Now let's talk about step 3, swapping simple carbs for fiber plus healthy fats. This is a quiet game changer. By slowing down glucose release, you dramatically reduce insulin spikes throughout the day. Instead of white bread, go for whole grains. Instead of sugary snacks, add nuts or avocado. These tiny changes signal your body to burn fat after 40 rather than store it. And the best part? You don't feel deprived, you feel satisfied. It's a smart way to fix insulin resistance without complicated diets or impossible rules. Step 4 is the one almost everyone skips, space between meals. Your body needs 3 to 4 hours to bring insulin back down, but constant snacking keeps insulin elevated, especially in people over 40 whose systems are more sensitive. Imagine giving your body breathing room. It finally switches back into fat-burning mode. This simple 1-minute habit mindset where you pause before grabbing a snack can change everything. And when you combine it with a stable morning plan, slow metabolism after 40 begins to wake up again. When you stack these steps together, avoiding the first spike, prioritizing protein, choosing fiber and healthy fats, and spacing meals, you create a rhythm your body understands. The cravings calm down, the energy returns, and your system finally starts cooperating with you instead of fighting back. It's the kind of shift people describe as finally feeling normal again. And if you ever want to explore this path even deeper, for those who want to delve deeper, there are complimentary resources with up-to-date information on natural strategies and well-evaluated options. The link is just below in the video description. Now, once this foundation is in place, something even more powerful opens up. When you start controlling your insulin spikes and finally fix insulin resistance, one of the first things you notice is a calmness around food. That constant hunger you used to fight, especially common in people over 40, begins to fade. Your body isn't screaming for quick energy anymore because your insulin is no longer blocking access to stored fuel. And once you lower insulin naturally, your cravings lose their intensity. This is usually the first sign that your metabolism after 40 is waking back up. It feels like finally getting your appetite settings restored. Right after that shift, most people report a noticeable increase in energy. When insulin resistance isn't running the show, your body can actually burn fat after 40 instead of storing it. Suddenly, you don't crash mid-morning, you don't feel foggy after meals, and your afternoons aren't spent dragging your feet. This is your system using fuel the way it was designed to. And when that happens, the slow metabolism after 40 you've been frustrated with starts responding again. Energy becomes steady, not borrowed. Then comes one of the most satisfying changes. That belly fat after 40 that felt impossible to move finally begins to deflate. Not in a dramatic overnight way, but in a steady, consistent tightening that you can actually see in the mirror. Your waistline becomes less puffy, your clothes fit differently, and inflammation calms